Well, they're playing at home. Of course, they've got a deficit, Chiefs, so they've got to attack. They can't sit back.
Dylan Solomon sat on the bench for the very first time this season, midweek against
o angolano. KABUSCORP que terminou, portanto, aquela partida a jogar com menos uma unidade.
I speak about the fact that both of these teams are present in the preliminary rounds of the CAF Confederation Cup, having won their national cup. For KABUSCORP, the first time that they had ever won the national cup in Angola, their 31-year history for KAIZER Chiefs, ending a long trophy drought stretching 10 years. Although they are very successful in the National Cup and cup competitions in general, it had been some time since they had tasted any success, but that's how they find themselves here, competing in the second tier of CAF's interclub competitions.
At the back of your mind, do you imagine the previous coach at Chiefs, Nazri, watching this?
Well, he was well primed to lead the side in these matches ahead of their game against Skukuni United. Perhaps a little ill-advisedly, he had gone to Angola to watch KABUSCORP play in their Super Cup against Petro Atletico, winners of the league last season, a side who've won it 4 times in succession now, and picking up some key elements of the team, and then left days after the defeat to Skukuni United. So it was the two coaches on the bench today, Khalil Ben Yusuf and Cedric Kazi, who did travel with the side, who were in the dugout for the first leg.
So that analysis, you must have handed it over to the new guys that have taken it over, because they've got out to actually watch the game. It's an interesting one, but Chiefs being at home, of course, the fans have got high expectations, and they can't sit back. They've got a deficit, they've got to come up and take the initiatives. But you're talking about a team that already, when you look at their structure, that defense is loaded. They're sticking with 4. At some point, they have about 5 at the back.
Yeah. Well, their home record of late, having started well this season, hasn't been particularly good with the defeat. They suffered against Skukuni United and the draw against Marumo Gallants last time out. Brad Cross retaining his place, played as part of a back 3 against Marumo Gallants midweek. Paseka Marco on the left-hand flank as the left full-back. He's out injured today. And they've reverted to a more familiar back 4 for this afternoon's match. Cross to Non Ngobo. Back into the team, Kuspili Ngobo. As a man, he's an orchestrator. He can pull the strings on his day. Do just worry about maybe a little lack of mobility in the midfield for Chiefs, although both Ngobo and in particular Mtetwa are real grinders.
Well, Mtetwa is more of a grinder for me, but yeah, you talk about this young man, Ngobo. He's supposed to be the creative man in terms of passes. You've got your Pulemodis in terms of the speed. He needs to be able to supply them. He's not going to win the aerial battles because it's going to be very tough for you. But he should play to his strength. which is ball distribution, and sometimes you've got to be a few steps ahead of your opponent to try and avoid that. And one man who was quite good at this sort of situations, may soul rest in peace, of course, that's Shakes Kungani. He would read the game, wasn't the quickest in terms of running, but he was sharp in terms of decision making and touches as well.
Does Ngobo have that center of gravity, that same center of gravity?
I think he has.
Does anyone?
For me, when I look at him, he resembles a Shakes, but he needs to be, Shakes was a little bit arrogant in terms of his approach. And he needs to have someone telling him that, listen, just express yourself, play with some arrogance.
He's definitely trying to bring a little more physicality and aggression to his game. Ngobo has struggled with injuries over the years. He has been actively working with supplementary sessions just to improve his physique and muscularity. Make sure that it's not just the slick passes, the beautiful touches he's bringing to the midfield, that he is bringing a slightly more robust approach.
Is it relevant to his game? Because I'm thinking those that have been privileged to have, the Premier membership, Busquets did not need that.
That's true.
Iniesta did not need that.
But then again, as someone who is well versed in these kind of things, Brian, injury prevention often comes with working on your muscularity and your physicality. So I think that has been a huge thing for Ngobo, especially all the struggles he's had with the groin, the hamstrings, etc., etc. So
those are key things that you've got to strengthen, of course. But we don't expect you to have this big body, because that sort of makes it difficult for you. And Lionel Messi, based on his frame, he's quite quick in terms of how he approaches. Like I said, Shakes was never the quickest player, but he was the quickest passer of the ball because of how he was thinking ahead a lot of times. And I think for me, he's got that potential on a good day to be able to be that kind of player.
Peterson working it out to Quenica. Peterson hasn't kept a clean sheet in his last 3 games, having opened the season with 5 in succession. Oh, there's a lovely little turn from Dushabalala, and they'll come back for the initial foul, the tug on his shirt.
More of that, it's good for Chiefs. Playing to his strength. Quick thinking, quick skill. Catch me if you can.
Shabalala has restored his hair to non-bleached style. He had been sporting a fairly extravagant do for the last couple of games. Ball in from Ngobo. Oh, it's a lovely take. Break cross, stretching for that, almost gets a toe on it.
Inviting, delightful delivery. Nightmare for defenders to clear when it is played in that sort of area. Just needed a touch. Just a touch.
It appeared as though Miguel opted out of actually going for that, believing that a corner would come. And it is a goal kick delivered upfield by Anselmo Mbala. This is the pace of Solomons. Now they will get the corner.
Talk about asserting yourself. They know what they're up against. They've got a deficit. They've got to approach this with a positive attitude, attack more. He is quick. This is the delivery we're talking about. It is such a nightmare, I tell you. When Cross tried to connect with that, that's what he needed to do. Unlucky.
It's in swinging delivery. Still not cleared by KABUSCORP. Eventually they get it away here. Ball nicely retrieved by Ashley Dupria. Now the race on between Solomons and Benny.
been a good start for Chiefs. Now they've got to continue with that. They can't drop. You can tell KABUSCORP first priority. Let's not concede early. Let's stay tight from defense into midfield.
KAIZER Chiefs in CAF Interclub competitions over the years have never overturned a deficit in the preliminary rounds. When losing in the first leg, there's been 7 instances where they have gone behind in the first leg and been incapable of coming back. So they could make a little bit of club history today if indeed they're able to win and progress. There's only one scoreline that would necessitate penalty kicks, and that's a 1-0 win for KAIZER Chiefs. Remember, no extra time in the preliminary rounds of CAF Interclub competitions. There's nice movements on and off the ball. It's worked in by Lilepo. This is Nuno for KABUSCORP. Gets it back, one of the players who's introduced to the starting 11 for this game. Ball slid through excellently. Worked out to Lissandro. Has a go from quite some distance out. The 22-year-old who came through Petro Atletico's youth system.
Good movement, good rotation of the ball, well set up. What was needed here is to at least hit the target. But it's interesting how they had moved and almost dismantled that Chiefs defense. You had about 3 players following on the left-hand side. And there were spaces on the right-hand side, so it means one of the left attackers needs to drop back a little bit to help out in defense, because it sort of misaligns the team in terms of when you're defending.
Cushioned down for Ngovo by Miguel. This is Situkwanika. Took a horrible elbow to the face from Zorse Lukasa. The man who was sent off late on in that first leg tie. First season for him at KABUSCORP, so not a particularly good start for Zorse with his new club.
Let me let you in into a conversation amongst players in situations like this. Let's have a look at it. You sometimes have to intimidate the opponent. Aerial battles, a little bit of a... The late Mark Batchelor was good at that, to be told.
On the overlap again is Solomons. Well, the ball across is really well cut out. Adele looking to justify his inclusion today. Now turned on for Lilepo. Chiefs getting forward with frequency.
As a player that has come in, Chiefs made such a huge impact, particularly on the right-hand side. The options that he provides, good skill set, potential goal scorer as well. Cut from the right-hand side, good supply for him.
Lilepo was sacrificed for the previous league match against Marumo Gallants as KAIZER Chiefs gave Kanyisa Mayo his debut. The man is on loan from CR Polizda in Algeria. Scored on debut, only to see his that lead wiped out late on by Jason Clifford at the FNB Stadium as Pulemori goes on a little foray forward. Oh, what a save from Mbala. Absolutely excellent goalkeeping.
Excellent goalkeeping, but superb skill set by this young man. Traditionally, you would have expected him to go down the line. No, he's right-footed, he cuts inside. It's very awkward for defenders. Nice little 1-2s, gets it on target. Dupree combining well with him. That's a good move.
In from Ngobo. Repelled this time by visiting KABUSCORP.
Now Now, what will work for Chiefs? You look at the physical makeup of the Chiefs players. Short, but quick. That can work. You're up against tall frame players, played quick, little short passes. It unlocks the defense.
Mafuta holding on to it brilliantly, riding a few challenges and then winning the free kick. Dangerous player, Mafuta. Recently got a call up to the national team. More on that after a quick look at this moment. Modi coming close.
So close. Well worked. Nice little 1-2s. It works, and they were pulling my jersey. That's going to happen.
Still looking for his first of the season is Pulimori. We see some good signs out of Mafuta that he might be the main man for KABUSCORP this afternoon, especially if they don't see all too much of the ball. His ability to actually play alone, if need be, could be very valuable to them this afternoon. I was saying that he's full of confidence, having recently got a call-up. It was for the African Nations Championship, a Chan tournament for locally based players, featuring for the national team for the very first time.
They've got to keep it tight. They've got something to defend. They've got a lead to defend. So keeping it tight, they can't be adventurous in the first 25 minutes of the first half. Keep it tight, pounce at the right moments. The honours, of course, is with Chiefs, and we've seen the nice little short passing combination play. And played with speed, how they can unlock the defence.
After the turn of the millennium, KAIZER Chiefs in the 2000 CAF Cup, playing in the second round against Tanga Rangers of Zambia, lost 2-0 at home in the first leg. Couldn't overturn that deficit in the second. 0-0 was the scoreline, and they crashed out in the preliminary rounds. And since then, there have been 6 further instances where Chiefs have not been able to overturn a first leg deficit across various CAF interclub competitions. Next instance coming in 2005 in the Champions League, as they exchanged passes neatly here. Brad Cross has come sliding in rather dangerously, it appears, with DeSandro down.
Very skillful player. He'll be targeted. Very sharp takeoff, of course. There's no way he had to commit to a tackle.
One of the 4 changes made for this match. Sandro coming in. So Brian, back in 2005, CAF Champions League, second round, Esperance thrashing Chiefs 4-0 in Tunisia. Chiefs actually won the second leg. It's the only time across those 7 instances I've mentioned where they actually won the second leg, but it wasn't enough. A 2-1 win, resulting in a 5-1 aggregate loss. Then the 2014 Champions League, going down to Vita Club of DRC, 3-0 in the first round. They won 2-0 in that second leg. Well, another instance like against Esperance, where they actually won the second leg, but still out on aggregate. They dropped down into the Confederation Cup, which is no longer a rule that's implemented nowadays. So in 2014, they got another opportunity, went down to Asik Mimosas of Cote d'Ivoire, 2-1 in the first leg, and then lost 1-0 in the second. Again, going out, failing to overturn the deficit as Beto voices his displeasure here. The 58-year-old born in Sao Paulo did have a playing career of his own. He was a defender, but never really played for any of the big teams. Had clubs in Brazil and quite a few in Spain, even played in China. As a coach where he's enjoyed more successes. Ashley Dupree whips it across. Very similar to the cross that Mafuta put in, which resulted in KABUSCORP's goal a week ago.
It's a very tricky cross for defenders to deal with. One, if your positioning is not so aligned, then you can tell the frustration. There was hope and anticipation that something is going to happen, because it's such an inviting cross, particularly because it's an in-swing. You know, when you attack it, it's so easy.
Here come the visiting side once again. Lisandro can't successfully locate Benny.
Now you can tell the game plan. We're talking 23 minutes into the game. Chiefs just dropped that intensity that we saw in the first 10-15 minutes.
Yeah,
it's to be expected, and now that allows, you know, the opponents to be able to control the tempo themselves and have more of the ball. There's no pressure on the ball as frequent as it was in the first 15 minutes of the game.
Past the midway point of this first half, it's still Pulimori's attempt. It was tipped around the post by Mbala. The best moment of the game for either side. Back forward a little aimlessly by Brad Cross, picked up by Anselmo Mbala Mweni, 26-year-old. He's got good height about him as well, stands just over 190 centimeters tall. Competing with the Brazilian Evandro Rachoni for that starting berth. It's now third game in succession that Mbala has started after Rachoni started in the Super Cup, a game that they lost 3-1 against Petro. Covered by Shabalala. Over now to Miguel. Cross. Short on options.
Yeah, you're right. I was about to pick up on that, because earlier on they were the ones that were taking more of the initiative. There's a bit of a frustration now because they're not finding those, you know, gaps.
Lilepo has Solomons on his outside. Ovo coming to receive. Shabalala was under too much pressure to successfully control there. This is Zamorano. We'll latch on to this one here, the fullback. Nuno. Lisandro.
Such an intelligent player, Nuno. One of those that just reads the game so well.
No, 27 years of age now. A yellow card happened a little earlier on, in fact. Bianchi. But you're talking about Nuno, a man who will celebrate his 28th birthday next month, born in Lubango in league game. His first season at KABUSCORP for Nuno, after many years at Desportivo Villa. Corner taking shots. Mafuta. Nicely headed away by Spongiseni Mteto. Nuno again. Miguel. Only as far as Lisandro. Now Mafuta forces the corner.
They're gaining traction. They are the ones that are forcing Chiefs to go into defensive mode. They're a threat in terms of set pieces, but then again, in terms of knocking the ball around in the Chiefs' half, getting better and better and very assertive.
Now conceding at home for Kaizer Chiefs would be absolutely disastrous in the context. Brad Cross getting his head on that, but it's not fully cleared. Now there's an opportunity on the break, but a pass for Shabalala is slightly overcooked, and Zamorana able to shield it out. Zamorana Lopez, who turned 24 last month. Right back, who likes to get up and down the flank.
Yeah, full of mobility, but defensive qualities are good as well in terms of recovery.
Solomon's on the cover. Brad Cross.
You know, there's a car that Chiefs gets sponsored by, and it's called Cross as well, right?
Ignacio Miguel, the Angolan, up against a team from his homeland.
He would have been a key man to advise Chiefs in terms of what to expect.
That certainly was the case ahead of the first leg as Movo loses out. Don't really have any numbers forwards. Everyone inside their own half, KABUSCORP perspective.
Now, in fact, it's interesting you mentioned Ignacio, because if you look at his play, how he was aggressive when he got here and the red cards that he said, it actually tells you in terms of how KABUSCORP play, because they're very physical in terms of their approach.
Well, Julio Matondo had been standing by for quite some time, the man who came on and scored with his first touch in the first leg, and he is coming on here for Benny. Sacrificed 30 minutes into this tie.
I wonder, is it tactical or is something not right?
So the man from Kipese in DRC, who is enjoying his first season at KABUSCORP, having been signed from fellow Angolan side South Salvador at the beginning of this season. Scored 3 goals for them in the previous campaign, Julio. Ball given away rather cheaply. Movo looking for options. And his ball does go all the way through here. Has the pace to just about keep it in, Pulemori.
I didn't think he would get to the end of that ball, but he was quick, electrifying, quick. Pulemori, right-footed, can be tricky for any fullback. Ability to carry inside. Kickoff is good. Good call.
Almost take. Shabalala was looking to help it on at the near post. There's a call for handball. Brad Cross. Over. Solomon's now. Decent cross from Dylan Solomon. Chance here, scuffed effort. Oh, and put over by Cross, who claims his shot was deflected away from goal.
Sustained pressure. It's good for Chiefs. Ball rotated, played into the danger areas, desperate defending, persistent play, unlucky cross. Sides puts the ball.
And a stooping header from Adiboyo. It's unbelievable defending to get that away. 25-year-old centre-back. Wonderful cross from Dylan Solomons.
Delightful. So inviting. Is it a head injury? What is it? It has always been difficult to diagnose a player. Holds his ankle. Those are the dignitaries. The gentleman at the far back there. That's Mike Nkuna. He's part of the board. Directors as KAIZER Chiefs.
Fairly overcast day in Gauteng, but actually wonderful conditions for football. Those up in the stands enjoying. There's another look from, or at Adiboyo's intervention. He was also the man to try and impede Brad Cross as he sought to score from close range.
The fans are happy, hopeful as well. They continue to believe. Of course, we can't blame them. They won the Nedbank Cup. The belief is much, the volume of excitement and belief is much higher now.
Surface that these two sides are playing on is absolutely magnificent. To reach the time of year in South Africa where the grass is getting enough sun. It's an absolute carpet out there. It was actually relayed in anticipation of this season. A new grass that hasn't really been used in South Africa ever before, Fescu. A combination of that and rye, as well as 25% synthetic grass, just to kind of hold it all together. Some of that grass actually intertwines itself with the synthetic grass to hold the turf together, and you can see the result, Brian.
This is us telling the viewers that you and I had a workshop with with Mr. Berti.
Yes.
And it's telling us about how long it took. Day and night, they had a target to really, and talk about stitching the pitch.
Stitching. There's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Stitching the grass. Looking good.
Yeah, it is.
Great work.
World-class surface to match a world-class venue as KAIZER Chiefs again from the set piece look to make something happen. Tetwa helps it back into the area. And once again, the ball nodded sideways by Lilepo. I think a little hopefully. Didn't appear to be looking to pick out anyone in particular. Looking fresh, Shabalala. Bleached hair is gone.
If he was to be in conversation with Dr. Kumar, moments like this require someone to take responsibility, liven up the situation. And that's what you need. And I think he's got that ability to be able to do that. Very skillful player.
Nicks the ball away, but just can't keep it in play. Ashley Dupré. He's yet to have his big moment. Almost 40 minutes into this match. We had touched on 4 of these 7 instances where they couldn't overturn a deficit as Lilepo continues to stride forward, but he's overplayed it. So we've looked at 2000's defeat to Changa Rangers, 2005 going down to Esperance, Vita Club in 2014, ASIC Mimosas the same year as we get another look at what was maybe a fairly unselfish, or rather selfish moment from Lilepo. So 3 other instances, Brian. In 2015, Raja Casablanca were 1-0 up after the first leg. Chiefs couldn't overturn that deficit. They lost 2-0 in the second leg. That was in the Champions League preliminary stages. The following year, down again to ASIC Mimosas, 1-0, and then it was actually a home defeat in away. It was 0-0. As the ball has slipped through brilliantly here for Lilepo, sets himself, side netting. Many in the stadium thought it had gone in.
It's the pass that makes it happen for me. It starts there. It's a pinpoint, well-timed pass. The intelligence of this young man. No, look at that. He's done everything. That's a sitter. He looks up, but then again it's the technique. You don't play it onto the near post. You play it onto the far side. It should be instinctive, but it's a good move. More of that. That could benefit Chiefs.
Hands on the head of Elias Mzugi, is the goalkeeper coach for Kaizer Chiefs. One of the most animated figures you're ever likely to see on a touchline anywhere across the planet. Here's Pulemori. Offside. The ball's at the back of the net, but the flag had long since been raised against Ashley Dupree. Squared it superbly for Pulemori to tuck away, but
it's just a question of timing the run and aligning yourself.
It's really
definitely offside. Talk about coaches and tempo. I mean, for me, Jeff Barkley, you just have to give it. You just have to be strong. But then after the game, it's all love, hugs. It's the passion of the game.
Tetwa wins it clean. Kunika.
Just build a reputation of being Mr. Reliable. Take him, put him midfield-wise, he'll perform for you. Take him centre-back, full-back, he'll perform for you.
Nicely done, and the shot from range turned away, and then the follow-up is in. Kaizer Chiefs level on aggregates, as this time Lilepo gets it right.
Yes, it is KAIZER Chiefs. The fans are celebrating, and they're saying the business is not over yet, but it has been coming, it has been promising, and this man has been threatening. It pays off in the end. Lilepo doesn't disappoint. Of course, his strength is more on that right-hand side. Look at the run that he makes. He pounces on an error that the goalkeeper should never do. William Shongo will tell you, you don't play it back into play, play it onto the side, more onto the side. And he was quick to react, Lilepo. Switched on, in fact, the 3 players. And he was the one that gets there first, and he gets that goal. Well deserved.
Very similar position to where his earlier chance had come. Yes. This time he gets it right. He goes across the goalkeeper, and huge credit as well to Dylan Solomons, who had picked up the ball in midfield, cracked a tremendous shot at Mailer's goal. You're right, he didn't palm it far enough to the sides, but it's not as if he palmed it straight back into play. He was at least attempting to get it to the sides. A really neat finish from Lepo from a fairly difficult angle.
A friend of mine has just sent me a WhatsApp to say, you are there, make Chiefs win.
Well, let's talk about again. We'll hop on it as much as time permits. The potential history on the line could overturn a deficit, a first leg deficit, for the very first time in interclub competitions. The last match, the only one we haven't touched on, is the 2018-19 Confederations Cup. In the second round, they were down to Zesco United 3-1 after the first leg. They lost the second leg 2-1 for 5-2 aggregate defeats, and that completes the picture. If you've been with us since the beginning of the game, we've touched on 7 different ties dating back all the way to the turn of the millennium, 2007 different times that KAIZER Chiefs have got behind in the first leg and not been able to recover. There has never been an instance where they've been able to overturn a deficit. There have been times, 2 occasions, where they have won in the second leg, but it wasn't enough.
It's the mentality, it's the belief, it's the attitude of the players, and I think they look switched on.
But the potential of an away goal still hangs over them.
It does.
If KABUSCORP were to score, KAIZER Chiefs would have to respond with 2 goals. And in fact, the dynamic doesn't really change now for KABUSCORP if KAIZER Chiefs were to score. So they can actually throw a bit of caution to the wind, because there is absolutely no difference from a KABUSCORP perspective in drawing this game 1-1 or losing 2-1. Both results send them through. And so what does that do for the players' mentality? Because now they know that they can concede again just as long as they score.
If you're Chiefs, you've got to continue to believe. But then again, KABUSCORP, there's a bit of a caution. You know, once you start conceding, there's a bit of caution in terms of how we approach things. And based on having scored, there's a bit of a safety net that you build for yourself as well.
Ball thumped clear by Adiboyo. One from Lisandro. Already down. A fairly heavy challenge from Zamorano into the referee's book.
These are intimidation tactics. Having put under pressure, Chiefs are in control of the situation. They pin back numbers into their own half to try and defend and try and stop Chiefs, and this sort of interruptions lead to, of course, it's not working for them. It's against them. It's a foul in your own half. You're still putting yourself under pressure. He's been on fire on this left-hand side, Modi.
It's a decent claim by Mbala. It's confirmation of Zamorano's yellow cards. His first season at KABUSCORP, joining from Desportivo Huila. He spent the last 4 seasons the right back. He's got some defensive work to do here. The goal scorer, Lilepo, squares it. Well, they've come ever so close to grabbing a second goal here, KAIZER Chiefs, going ahead on aggregates. Desperate defending from the visiting side. They're able to scramble it clear.
Now they're trying to drop the tempo. They are aware Chiefs wants to up the tempo, and they have been doing that since they've scored.
So KAIZER Chiefs with the only goal of this first half, and we are 3/4 of the way through the tie. The man from DRC, Glory Dinepo, having netted his first goal of the season in KAIZER Chiefs' very first game from the penalty spot against Stellenbosch, is on the score sheet this afternoon with a really fine finish, and he's very close to setting up Abdu Shabalala here for a second in the closing stages of this second period. It is evenly poised now at 1-1 on aggregates, but the game remains incredibly intriguing with another 45 minutes to play. KABUSCORP could score an away goal and really set the cat amongst the pigeons here. But for now, KAIZER Chiefs, who many expected to do the job at home, have been able to restore parity on aggregate ahead on the day. It's a rather despondent KABUSCORP team who trudge off here at the Calabash with KAIZER Chiefs leading by a 1-0 after 45.
Our fuel can go in this car, and this car, and this car. Maybe not this one, but definitely in bikes, meneer. You call people like this meneer. So no matter what you drive, ride or fly, we have the right fuel for you. Choose Astron Energy Cortec fuel for your drive today. 4-in-1 technology in every drop for every engine. With over 854 quarts in the next few years, we are South Africa's next biggest fuel brand. Welcome to Astron Energy.
Side taking the fuel now.
Struck down the ground, what a victory, and victorious. Gilmai's going to the line, Gilmai's going to the line. Eliud Kipchoge storms into the history book.
Liverpool 2005.
Oh, what a miss, it's the miss of the tournament.
The American looks like he's got it.
Why do they call you the GOAT?
Here he comes, a legend saluting and saying goodbye.
Incredible! What a rally from Nkana. He's the best! And he's the best!
It's Shabalala!
Not about us on this field anymore, it's about the field record.
The Springboks, champions of the world.
You want. There's space for every fun in the Toyota Starlet.
Another master meal from our master griller. A mouth-watering pork chop, horse, and buffalo wings or chicken strips with the side of your choice for only $159.90. Spur, people with a taste for life.
On Soccer Africa this week.
You've just brought Neo Maema and Rushun Direk to Simba. Don't you wish you have waited a little bit, just a little bit, to take them to Raja instead?
Those are two top signings, but you know I can say the same for the other 10 signings that we made. You know, we built the squad just in relation to what we can expect of Champions League, and you know, Simba fans and the Simba club should know now that they have a huge, fantastic foundation set. the players understand exactly what to do, when to do. They are the foundation is set not only for Champions League but for sustainable success. We've got a more younger squad, a more dynamic squad. Of course, the Champions League experience with Rushan and Mayema was key in those departments, what we signed. But if we saw our squad last season and CAF Confederations Cup final, we were not ready for Champions League. We were not yet on that level. But over the signings we've made, with the squad that we've built, Simba's foundation and the core of the squad now is ready to challenge for Champions League and go beyond quarter-final for sure.
Coach, I like the confidence that you're showing and I love what you're saying. I just keep thinking, Morocco is maybe the most competitive league in Africa when it comes to who can potentially get into the top two. You've got Aris Bekani, Aspar, Wydad Casablanca, Rabat, and then yourselves, Raja Casablanca. That is a lot of very high-quality opposition trying to keep you from getting into those top two positions.
Yeah, of course, Aris Bekan last season dominated the league. They were so dominant that they won the league so easily with 5 games to spare. They were about to sell their best player, Kamara, to the English Premiership, but they kept him, and now another 2-3 signings of over $2 million. So it's a big challenge. Yes, it is. But I know the capabilities of the current squad. Yes, we probably need a window to strengthen. That is normal. But if you go to a big club, you expect it to win, and that's what we know. We have the experience of Orlando Pirates. You expect it to win. Of Raja when we were here, Simba as well, a big club. You expect it to win. You expect challenge, and yeah, we are for the challenge. By no means do we expect it's going to be easy. But so any project that you join, whether you're a mid-table club, whether you're a bottom of the league club, there's always expectation, there's always pressure. But as coaches, we thrive in such situations with pressure. We grow when there's pressure, and it's a huge challenge. But we're definitely up to the task. A huge advantage for us is that we know most of the players, we know the league, we know all the teams that we play against, the logistics, where we are, where we're going. So we have that advantage, but yes, it's going to be a challenge, but we're so up for the experience, the challenge, and to bring Raja back to the top.
Fadlu, has there been any specific mandate given to you in the next 2 years to achieve? You've got at least about 12 new players coming into the squad.
The mandate.
The mandate is to win every trophy possible. At any big club, the mandate remains the same. Of course, Raja deserves to be in Champions League. This season is a season of no African football. The vision of the chairman is, the president is clear. He wants to bring Raja back to the top of Africa. So we start the project with a new president, and it's very, very exciting to build. There's a huge difference when you come back into the club, the way it's run, the way it's there's a corporate 60% shareholder now with Marcel Maroc. The Raja shareholders have 40%, the current ones, and so it's a new corporate structure that is going to take shape in more clubs in Morocco. So it's an exciting project. It's more corporate type of club at the moment, but more organized. And the vision of the president really inspires the entire club to strive for high performance, to strive for elite thinking, elite mindset, and that focus now from the top right through the bottom of the club.
Coach, thank you very much, and keep flying the flag for the Southern African part of football in the north of Africa. You've made us very proud. All the best on the journey ahead.
Thank you, and good evening to your guest there. Good evening, guys.
Good luck for
all the best, coach. All the best.
Of Raja Casablanca. South African coaches taking over the continent.
But I can tell you, like this pirate coach, you jump ship for honey. In 3 months, you're jobless.
What do you mean for honey?
What are you talking about?
What are you saying for honey? So you're talking about Ribeiro going to Al Ahly, right?
Yes.
What do you mean for honey?
For honey, because they want...
These are big clubs, Mamadou.
Big clubs.
These are big clubs. Is not, when they come knocking, you don't...
Simba is not a big club.
They haven't won yet
on the continent.
But
they are, with due respect.
I say
but you can't compare.
It's the same scenario. Al Ahly was a big club. Where is the coach today?
So you're saying if more money comes, you must stay?
Hey, my friend, sometime in life, it's not only about money. It's about the principle.
No, here he knows the club. He has worked there before. They won the double before. He knows the culture of the club. Now he comes back as a head coach.
He knows that 3 game, no win, you pack and
no, I think they're a bit more organized.
Hey, Raja, it's the supporters.
Yes,
it's
but
not anybody. It's the supporters.
I'm sure Fadlu did his homework.
Why do you feel like you can't succeed?
And let me tell you one thing. The communication. First, you don't speak Arabic.
He was there with Zimbabwe.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Why he left there to go to? He doesn't speak Arabic. He doesn't speak French, and that already gonna make his job difficult.
He knows the culture of the football.
Okay, we are here.
Yeah.
Let's see down the line in 3 months.
He'll be successful. Give him 2
in
years.
3 months, we make a phone call, you say sorry.
Yeah.
Which sorry?
No, I'm just saying. Can we agree?
He will be here looking for a job
Can
in
we agree,
South
though?
Africa.
In
Yes.
3 months?
No.
Yes.
You make a
I
call.
disagree.
He will be here
No, but
looking
let's
for a
agree.
job.
I disagree. He'll be successful.
Let me tell you, in football, you see, there are principles. All the value we want people to practice outside should be practiced in football. Loyalty.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
There is no such thing.
Where?
Then you pay the price.
Where is that in football?
You just pay 3 months to Simba and go to Raja.
No, wait. Is that not the buyout clause?
Yes.
So you have a buyout. And this is something that we can discuss very quickly.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches, TK,
Yes.
and players around the world, they have it in their contract that says,
exactly.
maybe if a club from the top 5 leagues in Europe comes, I
You're
can break
allowed
this
to go
contract.
for so, yes.
Or if they offer you this amount of money, I can leave this contract. That is part of football. It's part of what you put in your contract.
Yes.
So if what Mamadou is saying is correct, in the contract was, if we can come up with 3 months of my contract at Simba, Raja can have me.
Correct. I think that is the kind of contract.
So there's no
clause, yeah.
Everyone knows that. Even
Yes.
Simba knows that when they sign the contract, that at any time, as long as someone comes
The
with this
clause are
amount,
met, yes.
the guy can leave.
Yes.
So then what loyalty do you want when you agree to the contract in the first place?
No, let me tell you, there is contract. The contract is there, but there is human relationship, there is principle. If I come to Simba, and coaches also must know that sometime you come to a club like Simba, he did well last time in the Champions League. Imagine Confed Cup.
Yeah.
Imagine him winning the Confed Cup with Simba. His CV.
He's in the Champions League now.
But also, Mamadou, the other
It will
side,
be a different
But he's
ball
a
game.
the
Champions
other
League coach
side
now.
of it,
Which
Mamadou,
Champions League coach?
Simba moved up.
Mamadou, the other side of the coin.
And you leave it to go and play for
He
a
signed
league.
players. He said he signed players.
No,
to make
but
them strong,
he leave the Champions League to go and play a league.
to help Raja get
This
to
is
the
a big
Which
club.
Raja help? He was
It's a big club.
attracted
We're
by
going to
the
a break,
money.
guys. This
Mamadou,
conversation
also
is
the
endless.
other
This
thing,
is
when
Soccer
clubs fire
Africa.
a coach,
After the break,
where's the
that's
loyalty?
Zinedine Zidane's son story. I have to talk about it. It's after this. Stay with us.
Missed it? Don't you worry. Catch the full episode now on your DSTV mobile app as well as your DSTV catch-up box.
So we're back underway at the FNB Stadium in the second leg of this first round's CAF Confederation Cup tie between KAIZER Chiefs and KABUSCORP. It's 1-1 on aggregate. The first leg played in Luanda last weekend. KABUSCORP getting the victory in that game. But KAIZER Chiefs have hit back on home turf, courtesy of Glody Lilepo, effectively cancelling out the goal scored by Julio. Was a substitute in the first leg and is a substitute again today, although he came on in the first half for Benny. That's the only alteration that has been made so far. As KAIZER Chiefs work the ball here to the goal scorer, Lilepo, on the right-hand flank. They'll get a throw in.
There's a bit of Arthur Zoane in him in terms of speed and operating on the right-hand side. I'm sure he is watching Coach Arthur Zoane. Such a confident player, Lilepo.
KAIZER Chiefs lose out, but Tetwa winning it back. More ball, brilliantly sent through for Shabalala. His cross behind for a corner kick.
There's that belief, there's that good posture about Chiefs and the brand of football they're playing. Played with speed, with accuracy, high tempo.
Shabalala now on set-piece duty, because Billy Mobile was taking all of the corners and free kicks in the opening period.
Now, question would be, there's the young players, lunchtime, snacking, moment of fame.
Snacking, jealous.
I am, man.
Tetwa. Mobile. Shabalala. Solomons has pace, but the ball not quite up to scratch.
Now, here's a game plan which I think is working for Chiefs. You look at the physical makeover of the Chiefs players. Short players, very quick, nimble-footed. KABUSCORP, big players, not so quick in terms of mobility. And they're struggling to catch up with Chiefs once they start upping the tempo.
Ball played by Mtetwa. A 1-2 with Lilepo. It's dispossessed just outside of the area.
If there is a player who, for me, there's a touch of a Wellington Manyati in him in terms of defensive midfield, it's Mtetwa. Willard Katsande is in him as well. Of course, I'll always mention Tinashe Ngomashe.
Monica clears. Miguel. Nina McCarthy on the bench today, having a featured last weekend against KABUSCORP. Some feeling he was partially culpable for the goal that was conceded. Now Miguel hasn't been able to clear this all too far away, and the deflection takes it wide of goal. The effort from Sandro.
Listen, I think the toughest thing was to make a decision as to whether he sets up his teammate because he had a bit of time. And then he chooses to go for Glory, deflects. I think it helped. It looked good because there's a deflection, there's possibilities, but I think it was out.
Yeah. It's a fairly capable goal scorer, the 21-year-old. Goes by Sandro, full name Alessandro Nunza. He's actually on loan from the top club in the land, Petro Atletico. Second loan spell following last season. He was in South Salvador. He scored 8 goals in 23 appearances for South Salvador.
He's getting the Chiefs fans. The corner.
Chance still on here for KABUSCORP. Hit by Nuno. Peterson gets gloves on that. And then when the header comes back at goal, he's able to get it in his clutches and launch a gigantic throw downfield. Now the idea was there for Lilepo, trying to go for the flick, which would have kept the ball moving very quickly had he executed it effectively, but I think he had more time than he realized and might have been able to control and then pick a more conventional and probably more accurate pass.
I thought he tended into a game of seconds because he realized that should he have 1 or 2 touches, they're going to recover. It's the execution in the end. The intention was right because he had support, good peripheral vision to spot his teammate behind him.
Chiefs take the free kick quickly. Normal. Shabalala dispossessed. Solomon's intercepts.
I think there's a danger for the Chiefs defense. And I say there's danger because I think in the first half they were not tested or stretched. And that might create a bit of complacency. And I hope not, because there are moments where you have a team that realizes the potential of them losing at some point. And they might pounce on those casual approach from the Chief defense. Definitely settled well. I thought I enjoyed watching me as well at first.
Yeah. Great game so far. Solomon's trusted at right back this afternoon, getting his first look in on the season. Kunikat's Marvel misplaces his pass. Now KABUSCORP with an opportunity briefly on this left-hand flank before Tobo recovers, makes amends where they lost the ball moments before. Back in by João Vidal. 30-year-old wearing the captain's armband today. A couple of international appearances for him as well over the course of his career. This is Abidal. Abidal, of course, a nickname as I'm sure you've established, Brian. Full name, Matondo Member.
Yeah. It's always tricky for us to try and package these names without mixing them up.
first name will not even be that well known amongst fans. Abidal, after the legendary
jogador que pertence ao Petro do Luanda, está emprestado ao KABUSCORP do Palanque, a bola longa, a bola para fora.
Amongst those,
yeah.
He's amongst those. I think we're going to see a sub soon. Chiefs. Let me tell you who is going to be coming off. Kind of experience. A lot of these Chiefs players, you talk about being part of such an occasion. It builds character. Physically, he tends to grow because they push him around and all that. It benefits the team in the end. Still have some domestic duties to do.
Tetra. Almost found level with his head. Sandro.
Offside. Good call.
KABUSCORP are in African competition for the first time in over 10 years after winning the Gold Cup. The first time in the club's history, they beat Primero de Agosto, as we get another look at this offside, which is a good call. In the final, they beat Primero de Agosto, 1st de Agosto. Thanks to a goal from the Ivorian, Wilfred Yeso, has actually since departed the club. That's how they find themselves in this competition. KAIZER Chiefs via exactly the same route, National Cup winners against their bitter rivals, Orlando Pirates.
There's a point when I was listening to the banter, and one of the colleagues was talking about when last the Chiefs win the trophy. Some babies were not born at the time. You know, the banter that goes on Mondays. But
Peterson?
Pumuza was one of those people that was talking about this.
Shabalala. Oh, nice little give and go. There's a do Shabalala. Can't find Petrea.
Did he make the run early? Or did he play the ball late? One of the two.
Clear foul in the middle of the park. Central going down.
Tricky player today, left-footed, very skillful as well, good pass off the ball.
So approaching the hour mark, and here are the two changes. Flavio Silva will be coming on up front. Ashley Dupria making way. Also see the introduction of Tabutele, who struck the upright in the first leg. No ball coming off. Hurled in by Vidal. Tetra flicks it clear. Silva scored the winner against Amon for Golden Arrows just before the international break. Came on as a substitute, and then following the international break, equaliser after Skukuni United had taken the lead. And they went on to lose 3-1, having been afforded his first start. In the hands of Peterson, who kept 5 successive clean sheets at the start of this season. The first time that Kaizer Chiefs have opened a league campaign without shipping a goal in their first 5 games since 1979. That's that record coming undone against Skukuni United. Solomons digs out a cross, but not all too much pace on that. Cushioned back to the goalkeeper by Adiboyo. Well won by Miguel. KABUSCORP on the offensive once again. Sandro. Ele intervenes. Tetwa. Finding Lilepo is moved it on here to Solomons. Too much on his return pass. Kaizer Chiefs knocked out in the preliminary rounds of both their previous CAF Confederation Cup campaigns. 2014 by Essex Mimosas, and in the 2018-19 season by Zesco United. There's Lilepo. Strong defending by Vida.
I like his pace, the sense of adventure in terms of taking players on. But maybe the addition to what he wants to do is to use certain players. You know, 1-2 unlocks 3 players as opposed to wanting to maneuver amongst opponents. So if you come in and play 1-2 and make a run, that one pass just unlocks 3 players in tight areas like he's got now.
It's a yellow card for Lito.
Notice the stop stats that we're having suddenly in the second half. Purely because you have KABUSCORP themselves, of course, wanting to stop Chiefs from attacking. And Chiefs, on the other hand, they've become smarter as well. They do the same thing, so trying to cancel each other out.
Second KABUSCORP player to receive a yellow card is Lito. 29-year-olds. Baristo Kapunge, but goes by Lito, second season at KABUSCORP, after joining from Interclub. That's lovely. Oh, it's brilliant. Can't find the finish. Unbelievable save from Mbala to deny Chiefs the lead on aggregates.
There was possibilities there. The pace, decision making, execution of the shots. Got to give it to Anselmo. Make yourself bigger. That's exactly what he's done.
Oh,
there's a foul.
Flavio Silva proving quite a menace since arriving on the park. Ball given away cheaply. Oh, Mdu Shabalala has completely scuffed it.
He's embarrassed himself. He knows he should have done better. Not the most convincing clearance, Anselmo. Not at all. How about this goalkeeping? Make yourself bigger. That's exactly what happens. I don't think there was anything wrong with the execution. Just good goalkeeping in the end. The anticipation, something to happen.
Haile. Finding Lilebo. Solomons. Chance to look up and find the ball in. Just over the head of Silva. Mori loops it towards the big man. Right cross. Foul.
You know, sometimes wonder if some of these players who join these big clubs, they go through their history pages to see who they were competing with, who was there in that kind of position where they looked deadly. There was deadly players, like Samora Kulu played in that position, Valdez, Shagangobo played in that position, aggressive players.
Silva definitely falls into that category of
aggressive
player. Yeah.
You know, he's got to try and break the history, you know, walk into a side and know who was playing that position, how dominant they were, and how better you'd want to do. There's a big club with such a rich history.
Just under 25 minutes of regulation time to play, and then we will go straight to penalties if things remain as they are right now. There is no other scenario where we would go to penalties, except if things remain unchanged. Nuno down. Emerged through the youth ranks of Desportivo Huila. And Nuno then played a good 8 seasons for their senior team before finding his way to KABUSCORP at the beginning of this season.
What giant? There can't be a giant in front of me.
Listen, I've seen Shabalala at the gym recently. He's a little beast, but you know, fighting 17 weight divisions above your,
out to enjoy themselves, dressed for the occasion. They believe. Those are the dignitaries, of course.
Tetra receiving from cross. Solomon's challenging for that, up against Abidal.
I think so far so good for Chiefs. They have not allowed KABUSCORP to build up some rhythm.
It's the 8th different time that KAIZER Chiefs have come up against Angolan opposition. Go all the way back to 2001 CAF Cup Winners' Cup Final, where they played against Interclub. Drew 1-1 in Luanda in the first leg, won 1-0 in Johannesburg. As Dushabalala makes way here for Gaston Serino, the Uruguayan who missed a penalty midweek against Marumo Gallants that would have put them 2-0 up here at the FNB Stadium.
There's always something magical about him when he's in a good frame of mind.
He does guys have so much continental experience. Now Mafuta for KABUSCORP. Gets the corner.
They should get it right, Chiefs, because they considered a goal by a header. Defense has got to be well organized.
Futa's ball repelled. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Salamo. It's his third season at KABUSCORP after joining from Santa Rita. Did spend most of the previous campaigns playing second fiddle to Ivandro Rajoni, the Brazilian, as Taputele is the latest into the referee's book.
Starts out, it looks dangerous. Real tests, physical test, defender registering his presence. You've got to come up and dominate.
The big man from Guinea-Bissau crumpling to the turf that time around. He's really been a handful since coming on though.
It's the rhythm. It's the rhythm and the stop-starts that can be frustrating to coaches, because once you think the team is trying to pull the rhythm, there's a foul and it starts all over again.
Hoisted forwards, Peterson will lay claim to the ball, and then again it's a big toss-out, this time inaccurately. As Brazilian coach of Angola. He's actually managed the Angolan national team as well as both Petro and Interclub. This is third assignment at an Angolan side. Oh, what an effort from a man who's been a real thorn today. Brandon Peterson forced to tip it over.
That's quick thinking. Good follow-up run, gets the supply. It's actually a good technique. He's under pressure, but gets it right. Excellent goalkeeping.
Terrific efforts. There's a flick. It's pretty ineffectual.
I thought it was played too low. This was a tricky shot. I think there's a sense of panic on both teams because I think we've lost a sort of free-flowing type of game. KABUSCORP themselves having scored, and the next thing what they want to do is to, defend.
Bradley Cross. Now KABUSCORP. The referee going back with two players still down. Nuno clattered into Cross.
Now, the confusion for me is that I'm trying to see the other one is holding his stomach, the other one is holding the knee. Let's have a look at this. The ball hits him on the stomach.
There's the explanation. The ball into the stomach,
and then
Cross lands on his knee.
Hits the solar plex, there's a bit of a problem. Get winded. There's no award for Mbonisa, right? Yeah. It doesn't apply, right?
Some of the non-playing personnel.
Yeah.
Yani.
There's Baseka Marco.
My boy. Below them, give him Simango, still waiting for his return. There's a look at the goal.
That's a good goal. Sometimes you've got to force matters. And they definitely did that to Chiefs.
KAIZER Chiefs have never conceded to an Angolan team at home. 3 previous instances where they've hosted an Angolan side over the years, this being the 4th. I spoke about that CAF Cup Winners' Cup final in 2001. It was 1-0 in Johannesburg. Then in the 2020-2021 CAF Champions League, the first round. Let's get another look at Zamorana going down. Played Primero de Agosto. Leonardo Castro actually scored a game's only goal in the away leg. It was 0-0 at home. Then the group stages of that same competition, or that same season when Chiefs went to the final, played Petro Atletico in the group stages, won 2-0 at home. Happy Mashiani and Tao Matoho on the score sheet. The Chiefs had actually kept a clean sheet in their last 5 continental games against Angolan sides before they conceded last weekend in Luanda. All the way since 2001, and had 1-1 draw in Luanda against Interclub as the ball's through, but the flag's up. Still struggling after that earlier collision.
Easy for you to walk once you get poked on the outside of the thigh. It's the most painful injury. It's time to open a verse. Not too sure which one. Depends carrying the Bibles. Difficult to tell. Seems to be all right. Wants to soldier on.
Yeah. And was playing for his youth football for Black Aces in Wits, went over to Schalke's youth setup in Germany, then Newcastle United's under 19s and under 21s, finding his way back to the country. Decent defending from KABUSCORP. Not too many numbers upfield. Well, the crowds voicing their displeasure. Julio, the man to go down under the challenge, which was deemed to be a foul.
And that's his job. I thought he won the ball.
Yeah.
Mteta. I thought he got the ball. There was nothing wrong there.
Both these teams, obviously the reigning National Cup champions in their homeland, both finished outside of the top half in their respective top flights. KABUSCORP were 9th out of 16 teams last season. They were almost 30 points adrift of eventual winners Petro Atletico. Tetwa finds Mori's returned it to Tlele. Tetwa. Kunika. Miguel. Haven't really seen Gaston Sereno influence this game since coming on. That's nicely done. Just the final pass that's lacking. Lilebo gets it back. Still Lilebo. There's a tug on the shirt. In comes the cross. It's
a corner. Yeah. Good sustained pressure. That's more like it. The aggression, the pace, force matters. Sereno, I think, went a little bit too early.
Guess Sereno will be the man to take the corner. This is his 54th appearance in a CAF Interclub competition. 55 times in the AFL, 48 times in the Champions League for Mamelodi Sundowns, 21 goal contributions as well, goals and assists. As Ada McCarthy is introduced along with Reef Frosler. Sereno's ball in. First involvement for Frosler. Bangs the cross in from deep.
I think KABUSCORP, they're playing too cautious in their approach. They're not as aggressive as they were in the first half to try and move forward and attack and create opportunities. If you look at defensively, they now have about 5 players at the back.
Frosler, not the best ball in field. Peterson off his line to bang it into the stands. Well, the winner of this tie will take on the winner of Simba of Congo. Are playing Jabal Club of the Comoros Islands. Change here for KABUSCORP. Sees Paqueta coming on. He will be replacing Lisandro. Just 19 years of age is Paqueta. Big talent. Through the youth ranks of Petro Atletico Interclub. As they played his football last season. Didn't feature all too often though.
It's getting all heated out there.
It is.
Is there a need?
Sparks flying here at the FNB Stadium.
Some acting as well that's happening. Is there a need? The answer is no. I don't think there was anything intentional there. 50-50 situation, take your eyes off the ball.
Yeah, wins the ball, catches his man on the follow through.
No need.
And then after a rather exaggerated reaction, tempers flaring.
I've often said that there's a hidden talent in each and every performer. And particularly footballers, I'm thinking maybe need to look into acting, you know.
Well, there was a red card late on in the first leg. A red card that saw Zorze dismissed, although there wasn't really very much time for that to actually have an influence on the remainder of the game.
The lady's not happy. He's talking about time. Stand up. Not happy. Wants progress. It's 4 minutes to go. There's a favorite song that they sing as a Chief fans talks about. We'll never lose hope. Will always believe, and that has paid off, of course, because they won the Nedbank Cup after such a long time. It's a question of belief. Modi saying, but I got the ball. Why are you acting like that? Is it payback time? It's been a very up and down second half in terms of tempo of the game. It has actually dropped. There's been so many stop-starts that we've had in the second half compared to what happened in the first half.
Kwanika, for his involvement in the afters, is into the referee's book. As things stand, we're heading towards penalties at the FNB Stadium to determine who will go through to the next round. And ultimately qualify for the group stages of the competition. Sereno. The best ball played forward. Made by Abidal. Sereno does get the pass away.
Talk about penalties. Not so long ago, when it comes to that time, the Chiefs fans will be saying, we know Kune is there. There was a point where they'll say, we know Brian Baloyi is there. Now it is Peterson.
Julio, who was introduced 30 minutes into the game for Benny, and really has failed to impact proceedings, is the man who is coming on. It looks like they want to cancel that sub. So I think Moises will still come on, but perhaps not for Julio. Nasirin, Modi. Fairly poor pass to find Frosler, but he's just about kept it alive here. Tetwa looking to return it to Pulimori. Flowing far up the field. Tossed back in by Frosler. Kunika. Miguel to McCarthy. Lovely pass down the line. Silva taken off his toes. And about to head into additional time at the Calabash. It's 5 minutes that have been tacked on here.
5 minutes is a lot of time to get a goal or two.
Eddie McCarthy was briefly in a shot just a moment ago. Looked so good and composed in the early stages of the season. Then suffered a little bit of a hamstring injury and just struggled to re-establish himself in the Kaizer Chiefs 11 since then. Travelling contingent of fans. Most of the noise being generated by those who are behind Kaizer Chiefs today.
Passionate fans of KAIZER Chiefs. It's interesting how the fans plan their trips. I mean, they take the fixtures out, they look at the games, and they start saving for it. It's amazing. I enjoy traveling. You should see them at the airport.
So we will finally see Moises as he comes on for Nuno, 23-year-olds. Moises Dominguez.
That's him. I've seen him behave like this.
Yeah.
That's him.
Serino in a nutshell.
I've seen him behave like this. It's got a short fuse. That's him.
Yeah, he's lucky there's no VAR here today.
No, but the VAR was supposed to see that he's not too far off from him. They couldn't see anything.
Fiery Latin blood. Gerson Serino. Third Kaizer Chiefs player to be booked after Kunika and Taylor.
That's a naughty play. He's actually smiling now after all the things in Serino. I think he does that deliberately to get the tempers high.
Carefully eyeing his options. Therefore happy to settle for a corner, which Kaizer Chiefs have taken quickly, with all the big men still up there. Frostler's header. Can't locate a teammate. Frosler again. Tetwa. Forward by Sponsinim Tetla.
For a minute, 10 seconds.
Lepo encouraging his teammates to venture deeper into the 18-yard area. McCarthy pushes it back to Lilepo. Cross in. On the edge of the area. Turns. Fires off a shot. This is Tetwa retrieving just inside the opposition half. McCarthy. Serino. About 30 seconds remaining here. Serino has won it back and promptly loses it.
KABUSCORP not willing to venture forward. Now it's a question of sit back at the numbers at the back and tighten up in the midfield. Force Chiefs to play onto the sides.
Lofted out to the flank by Hele. Modi, corner. Just enough time perhaps for them to take this set piece. Serino to the edge of the area, in by Frosler. Full-time whistle blows. That's Soccer City, and so the spotlight now on the goalkeepers.
It is also on the penalty takers.
Indeed.
Who's brave? I would imagine the first five, they would have been drilled to say, you are the first five. And after the first five, becomes a bit of a problem.
Frosler not striking that as cleanly as he would have liked. And after 90 minutes, just one goal scored, Lelepo, before the break, to level things up on aggregate. And so, to decide who will progress to the second round, we go to spot kicks. A game of the collective becomes
The dream is to always make Umzali proud. Wear the jersey with pride. Uithabiso ho balatedi and return Umzansi to the glory days. Discipline and purpose must always accompany the dream. From Ekonene Kasi, Naguma Academy to the Diski Challenge, where every play, the possibility to go pro gets closer. National colors become a reality. Talent, Sinalo. Tembani Tina to elevate Umzansi back to continental glory.
Every did indeed play Kakana offside. BETWAY, it goes across and there's the header.
The global stage awaits, and Siredi. Every pass and every goal sharpened on the Diski Challenge pitch. Our future gets brighter. Asisabi mo, Sivutamai.
DSTV Compact gives you the best of Mzansi and even more.
We really do have it all.
Apasne reality okokomelen yongindo oifunai eti check, check, and check.
Yes. Let me hype myself. Mina General, angbots bayazi sibaphethe kanje. Sports, be the best in the game. Yay, it's obvious. Ngisho gigabyte, can't touch this.
There's nothing compact about DSTV Compact. What will you forget? Never.
Obsessed with movies?
I am.
Well, listen up, because here's the plug. Add movies, Kapai Tiger Bella, and get 4 extra movie channels added to your DSTV package.
Let's get the party started.
That's more international blockbuster. I'm a gish gish, where action, comedy, romance, and even the very best of Bollywood. All this for just an extra 5 Tiger per month. Simply WhatsApp add movies to 060 060 3788.
Confirmation of the full-time results at Soccer City. Kaizer Chiefs 1, KABUSCORP 0, 1-1 on aggregate in the first round of the CAF Confederation Cup. And so now we go to spot kicks. Straight to spot kicks without the need for extra time. There was only one scenario coming into this game. It could yield penalties, and it was a 1-0 win for Kaizer Chiefs. That's precisely what we've got.
Well, they've clawed their way back. When you look at it there, the lineup, there's a McCarthy there, there's Tele, there's Silva, there's Modi, there's the captain himself, Quineka.
Miguel, a fairly handy penalty taker as well. We know from eavesdropping on the Kaizer Chiefs huddle that it will be Gaston Serino to take their first penalty, unless that was a little bit of misdirection.
You can say Gaston. Pressure. But he's an intelligent player, good skills, but penalties are different, eh? If it could happen to the likes of Roberto Baggio.
Goalkeepers receiving their instructions. The officials closely scrutinize when they leap off their line these days. So, the first taker, a 21-year-old Sandro, the on-loan man, comes from Petro Atletico.
That's playing the mind game.
Sandro to set aside on their way. Oh, he snuck it under the gloves of Brandon Peterson. Certainly not the most convincing spot kick, but he gets the job done nonetheless.
I think the good thing is that he played it with some power. Guessed right, went down a little bit early, but it's more the pace.
Gaston Serino for Kaizer Chiefs. Well, it's not his normal way of taking them.
Yeah.
He usually goes bottom left. In fact, 4 of his last 5 penalties have all been bottom left. But interestingly, he had missed 3 of his last 5 penalties, including midweek against Marumo Gallants, but this time gets it right.
Best way to self-correct is to go back again into it.
Yeah. So Peterson got gloves on the previous penalty.
I've often said, once you start having a conversation with the referee, you lose focus.
It's the 3rd time now he's placed the ball.
Yeah.
Technically, it is overhanging the spot. So it's legal from Moises, the substitute. Little stutter in the run-up this time. Yeah. Peterson gets plenty behind it. And he does make the save.
I said, once you start having conversations with the referee about certain one thing that you want to do and that, you lose focus. And that's exactly what happens. Not the best penalty at all.
Well, he's over-elaborate, and he has struck a horrible penalty there. Our Frosler is the next taker. It's not a frequent penalty taker. Last time he did so in a game, it was saved away to Amazulu. It was a good 6-7 years ago now. Frosler takes convincingly, and Kaizer Chiefs have the edge.
Stay focused to the goal. Business-like, that's exactly that. Power, accuracy, got it right. Now you can smile. The celebration goes on. The belief is starting to creep in.
This is Vidal.
Is he brave? The fans are getting louder and louder.
Peterson with confidence, saving the previous penalty. Started slightly off-centre. Peterson is back to the middle here. Vidal sends him the wrong way. KABUSCORP still have life in the shootout.
Well taken. But I also think there's a psychology. Once you go onto the left-hand side and you stay there and then you switch and you go center, it becomes predictable that you're not going to go back and dive onto the left-hand side. Instead, you want to go to the right, and that's exactly what happened. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
He has scored all 5 of his most recent penalties as Flavio Silva. He likes to go down the middle. Let's see what he does this time around. Oh, Silva with enough power to put it past Anselmo.
That's what you do, Grant. Power, even if the keeper guesses right, it's the power that beats him. Had a bit of a touch to it, but because of the power behind that execution, gets it right. The greats like Nyirenda would be celebrating because they used to be part of this Chiefs team. Are they watching?
Vidal strolls up and bangs his penalty past Peterson. That was nicely struck.
Casual in approach, power in execution. Guessed right, couldn't get to the end of that ball because of the power, pace of that ball.
Taylor. Who's not a regular penalty taker, but when called upon, he usually sticks them away. Oh! It's an excellent spot kick from Tabotele, right in the corner. Placed as far in the corner as you possibly can.
Those are the perfect ones. It's almost impossible for the keeper to get to that level. They always say, aim for the corner of the net. If you place it right there, there's no chance for the keeper. That's exactly what he did.
They have to score. Kadi Boyle, the 25-year-olds from Lobito on the Atlantic coast of Angola. In his first season with KABUSCORP. If he fails from the 12-yard mark, Kaizer Chiefs are heading through to the next round. Long run up for the defender. Well, extravagantly done, and it goes down to the 5th spot kick for Chiefs.
Extravagant. The fact that he goes high, he comes down and quickly executes. The coordination. Got it right. And the gentleman is not happy. He says something is not right.
Yeah, Peterson outfoxed by that jump.
He says something is not right. There's a yellow being shown to one of the players. What happened there? It's not over yet.
So, it falls now to the left foot of Aidan McCarthy. First penalty of his professional career. Oh, he's on it! He sent them through to the next round. McCarthy, who was dropped midweek after what some deemed to be a slightly lackluster performance out in Luanda a week ago, shows nerves of steel to send Chiefs through.
I am imagining the father, Fabian McCarthy, how he's feeling, the excitement at home. Of course, we have to focus here as well on the fans who are believing and the dancing. And you can see the VIP area. Things are happening. Mike is smiling. They're embracing Fabian McCarthy. I mean, the execution was so perfect. Precision at its best. The belief is there. But
incredible courage from the 21-year-old to accept the responsibility of taking the 5th spot kick.
Focused. Took it very elegant.
Yeah,
in that execution. Not power, but the placement.
Deceived the goalkeeper, sent him the wrong way by closing his foot at the final second before he struck it.
You can tell from the excitement in the team to bounce back and win this. The glory days are back. That's what they're believing, KAIZER Chiefs. And of course, they're here because they won the Nedbank Cup. The journey continues, the dream continues. Embraced by a man who used to score goals. Now he's the boss man. Of course, that's KAIZER Junior.
Well, this is the first time in the preliminary rounds of any CAF inter-club tournaments that KAIZER Chiefs have been able to not quite overhaul the deficit today, but go level on aggregates and progress after losing the first leg of the tie. So a little bit of club history for Amakosi. Aidan McCarthy, the young centre-half, putting his name into the history books today. KAIZER Chiefs, 1-0 on the day, 1-1 on aggregates. The South African side through on penalties.
My system for finding grocery savings? Just print out the internet, huh?
You already have savings on your phone.
This phone?
Gogo's right. On the Spar to You app, you can find extra savings that aren't even in store.
And that's why we shop at Spar.
And Spar to You.
Flashy, brilliant, awesome, outrageous non-stop action. Turn the dial up.
Just going for a break.
Oh, hey, just a minute. I'm just getting for a break.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Life has its own rhythm, but muscle and joint pain may upset the beat. Trust Norflex Gel's triple action formula to target muscle pain, reduce inflammation, and help numb the affected area. So, get your beat back and reclaim the rhythm of life. Beat the pain with Norflex Gel and higher strength Norflex Gel Fort.
يرتاح بيه